welcome. Today we are going to catch up on what we missed from all of our fun snow days this past week. We need to talk about concert etiquette. On Tuesday we will be going to see the North Carolina Symphony, and we need to talk about how we should act when we go to see them, and as well we need to review what some of the pieces are that we talked about that we will be hearing when we go. So let's first talk about concert etiquette. This is very important. This is when you can see the people who know what they're doing and the people who have no idea what they're doing. So we are going to be a part of that group that we know what we're doing because we know how to act. But let's review some of the different places where you might go with your friends or with your family. Let's start with at home watching a movie. This is a good one. So when you are at home watching a movie, you can get your favorite blanket out and cover yourself up. Oh, let me get some popcorn. Oh, and let me put my feet up on the couch. It's so much more comfortable. And I can sit and watch a movie. I could eat some popcorn. I could talk to my friends and be like, oh my goodness. So who is that character again? So does he like her? No, but see, I thought that he liked her, but she likes him and she likes him too, but they're friends. I really don't understand what's going on in this whatsoever. Can you tell me? Oh, you don't know either? Right? Oh, sorry. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to. See, when you're at home watching a movie, it's okay to talk to some of your friends who they don't mind it and that kind of thing. It's okay when you're at home. It's okay to put your feet up on the couch because you're chilling at home. And it's okay to have your blanket, and it's alright to eat. Because you're in the privacy of your own home, you can hit pause on the movie and you can hit play again. But there are some other places where you can't do that. Let's go somewhere else. We're done watching a movie. At a sports game. I can keep my popcorn. I don't need a blanket. But I do need my baseball hat and my pom-pom. So when I'm at a sporting event, I can stand up, except that I won't be in the frame anymore, so I can stand up, I can go, woo! Go Pirates! Arrgh! First down! So I can get super excited. I can hoot, I can holler, I can do all kinds of things when I'm at a sporting event. Because that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to get super pumped. You're supposed to get super duper excited. That is totally okay. Let's go somewhere else. Don't need that. Or that. Now, let's go to a fancy restaurant. Definitely can't take my pom-pom there. Definitely can't put my feet up on the seat. I guess I should put some bling bling on. So let's get a pretty necklace. Did I get a class? Oh, let's take off the watch. Need to get some bling bling. And a pretty bracelet. Oh, and I can't just wear a t-shirt. So I'm going to put a nice jacket over it. Alright, I'm ready to go out to dinner. Now, I can't hoop and holler because there are other people who are having a nice conversation around me. I want to make sure that my feet are on the ground, that I have my legs crossed, and that I keep my hands in my lap. I want to make sure that I'm not yelling so that people at my table can hear me and people at other tables can hear their conversation going on as well. And I don't want to wear jeans and tennis shoes because we're at somewhere fancy. There's a dress code here, and I don't want to look like I'm coming off somewhere where it was just snowing outside. So, I look the part. I know how to act. I'm ready to go to a nice fancy restaurant. Now, if you take this same idea of what you're wearing, how you're acting, and take that and we go to the North Carolina Symphony, you are halfway there on how you should act while you're there. So let's get specific. Concert etiquette. The first thing is remain in your seat. Have you ever been to the movies and someone way down front, all of a sudden, and it's a packed theater, mind you, they decide that they need to go to the bathroom. So they had to stand up. And there's none of this just, oh, let me just quickly walk out. No. You have to scoot past everybody, say, ooh, excuse me. Try not to step on anyone's feet. Try not to hit anybody's knees or the back of the chair. It's just a bad situation. And you don't want to have to be or hear somebody say, hey, you down there. So we want to make sure that before we go to the symphony that you use the restroom, that you have water, that you've blown your nose, that you are all good to go. Be a good listener to the conductor while speaking and the orchestra while playing. These musicians have practiced many hours to prepare the music for you, as well as the conductor rehearsing with the group. We want to give them our utmost respect for everything that they have worked to prepare for us. And the best way that we can do that and show that is by being a good listener. The next thing is clap when the conductor's arms go down and he turns around. This is a big one, and like I said earlier, you can tell those people who have been to the symphony and know how to act versus those people who have never been to the symphony and do not know how to act. We, even though some of us have never been to the symphony before, we are going to act like we know how to, because you do. Here is the biggest key right here. The conductor is going to be conducting along, and then it gets to a big dramatic part, and the conductor cuts off to say, okay, this is the end of the piece. Sometimes it is. Sometimes it's not. Sometimes in a piece, there are multiple different chapters in the piece. And so sometimes the conductor and the orchestra, they need to pause to change pages or something like that, switch instruments. So the conductor cuts off to say, okay, we're taking a quick break, but don't clap for us because the song is not over. So his arms are still up. And then in a couple seconds, he'll begin the next part. It is our job as the audience to watch the conductor, because as soon as he cuts off and then puts his arms by his side, that's when we know that the piece is over and it is a good time for us to clap and say, great job. And we do that by clapping. We don't hoop and holler. We're not at a sports game. If we were at a sports game, like an East Carolina game, woo, go Pirates, then that would be a great time to clap. Not at the symphony. Be respectful of your classmates, the orchestra, the concert hall, and other audience members. We want to show that we are respectful by making sure we stay in our seat, by making sure that we are focused on what we're hearing and what we're listening to, because the other classmates around us, they may be super interested and super excited about it because they may want to be in an orchestra or a band one day and they want to hear these instruments. If you don't, then somehow you need to find it in yourself to be respectful and to be quiet so that they can hear it. Or maybe you can be that person who's setting the example. So you want to be respectful of your classmates, and there are going to be students there from a bunch of different other schools. We are not going to be that school that's, oh, look at those people from Hilbert Academy. They don't know what they're doing. Oh, no. That's not going to be us. We know how to act. We are going to make sure that we are quiet, that we are focused, and that we are respectful of the audience and the conductor and other people around us. So if you can sit in your seat quietly and you remain there during the concert, if you can be a good listener to the conductor and the orchestra while they are speaking and or playing, as well as make sure that you do not clap until the conductor has cut off and his arms go down by his side. He may also turn and face you. That could be another cue. And you also, if you can be respectful to yourself, to your classmates, and other schools that are around us, then you are set and you're ready to go to the orchestra as far as concert etiquette goes. Let's get a little bit more specific about when I said to look the part. We want to make sure that we do not wear jeans, tennis shoes, or t-shirts. We're not just coming in from out playing in the snow and sledding down the hill making a good old snowman. No, we want to dress the part like you're going to a really fancy restaurant. Now, I do understand that a lot of us are growing, and sometimes the only shoes that we have that fit, that we can actually fit our feet into and walk into, may be tennis shoes. And I would much rather you wear those tennis shoes than not come. So, if all you have that actually fits is jeans, tennis shoes, and hopefully not a t-shirt that has holes in it, wear it. We would love to have you, but check in your closet and see if you have any of this stuff. Now, let's go and review what some of the pieces are that you're going to hear. You've heard me talk a lot about the conductor There is one composer that we talked a lot about. His name was Leonard Bernstein, and he was one of my favorite composers because he wrote the Broadway musical West Side Story. And he was not only just a composer who wrote the music, he was a conductor who conducted the symphony and who conducted the musicians and the singers during the Broadway. And the piece that we are going to hear that he conducted and that he composed as well is a different piece that is called Candide. Let's listen to a bit of it, and remember in class we watched the video of him conducting the piece and how he was very comic in some places and then he was very stern. It just depended on the style and the phrase that was in that piece. So let's take a quick listen. So that is one of the pieces that we will listen to, and that was by the composer Leonard Bernstein. Let's listen to another piece that we are going to hear. It is by Mozart, Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart. He is known as a child prodigy. He learned how to write music by the age of 4. By the time he was 9 years old, he had written over 8 symphonies. He had perfect pitch, meaning that he could hear a tone and say, oh, that's a G. Like our school bell, he could listen to it and tell you what note it was. Amazing. So we are going to listen to a piece that he composed. And in class, we talked about the setup of the orchestra, that you have the conductor who is in the middle. Then the string section is all around him with the violins, violas, and cellos. Then we have the woodwind section behind them, the brass, and the percussion is all the way in the back with the stand-up basses, the big string bass instrument. So let's listen to a clip of Mozart's piece.